News 8 is your local election headquarters. The first Democrat to declare his candidacy for governor addressed the press for the first time today.
Our News 8 political reporter Mike Cerulli is live in Hamden now with all the details. Mike?
Dennis and Ann, good evening to you. The next election for governor is more than a year away, but Hamden State Representative Josh Elliott is wasting no time outlining his campaign's priorities. And I can tell you, he's got a fellow Democrat, Governor Ned Lamont, squarely in his sights.
What the governor wants to do is say, look how similar we are. And what I would say is on the back end, we're actually fairly dissimilar.
Dissimilar is the word Josh Elliott used to describe the differences between him and the man he could find himself battling for the Democratic nomination for governor. Ned Lamont hasn't said yet whether he intends to run for a third term, but if he does, Elliott's first public remarks as a candidate himself indicated all the areas where he'd strike a contrast with the incumbent Democrat. Perhaps the biggest and most fundamental difference between the two men is on those two core functions of the state government, taxing and spending. Elliott wants to do more on both fronts. Lamont defended his record.
We've doubled down on municipal aid, done more in education, environment, and housing than ever before, but I think he says we should be doing more.
On each of those points, Elliott says no, the state hasn't done enough. He echoes a long-standing complaint of many Connecticut mayors and first selectmen that insufficient state spending on aid to municipalities for education and other services means more reliance on local property tax bills that hit middle and working class taxpayers hardest. Elliott's solution? Higher taxes on the wealthy, specifically a new surcharge on the investment income of those making more than $1 million a year.
When you are getting to a certain point and you have outrun the cost of living, then all you're doing is accruing and hoarding, and it's actually taking away from the economy.
Elliott also wants higher marginal tax rates on the income of those top earners.
I'm talking about adding income brackets.
Lamont says,
For some people, a tax increase is a first resort. For me, it's an absolute last resort. We don't need it. We've done well.
So these fundamental differences on taxation could form the crux of a potential matchup between these two men. And I can tell you, Josh Elliott does not shy away from comparisons between himself and other Democrats who have tried to do what he is doing now, particularly Zoran Mamdani of New York City. Of course, this election, we'll watch how it plays out for you from here. Live in Hamden, Mike Cerulli, News 8.